Okay, I know their birthdays aren't coming up, but I'm going to buy them a pair of boxing gloves each. I'm going to buy them the head pad thing. Don't know what it's called. Don't do boxing. But they're going to have a little 1v1 in the car park.
Or a little bit of extra content for Contenders.
Yeah, a little bit. But regardless of that, British Hurricane did end up taking map number 2 as well. 2-0 right now. That is a statement to be made on a team that is the only non-Augless team. Not Augless team.
They are the only academy team.
The only academy team. That was what I was looking for. That's why I've got you here. But they are the only academy team there. And that's showing something big, something that they can, showing that Cloud9 really can pick up a roster and go, okay, here's the management, here's the coaching staff, here's the organization that you really need to rise and shine, and they're showing it right now. Yeah,
when you got that title, that prestige, those resources, you really got to say, okay, and this is why we got those resources, because we're going to be taking them right to Hanamura, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly that. But one big player I want to point out on the side of Singularity, that's Obling. This guy's a beast. Not only was he good on the Soldier, he actually proved that he can play tank as well. And that Roadhog, the body block, I think that's going to be in every Switch highlights for ever and ever, in all honesty. He showed that he can play a variety of roles, which is also important. A team, when we kind of looking them up, researching them, going, okay, so Obling's this dive guy, right? He plays the Genji. He likes to get in people's faces. So does Foul on this Tracer. Can he play anything else? Doesn't really look like it, but he's come out day number 1 and shown us, guys, I've got Soldier right here. I've got Roadhog right here off my mantelpiece. He knows how to play the heroes, and that's so pinnacle into showing that you're an amazing player, is the diversity of your role.
Oh yeah, and Fal is also being very good at diversifying. They've mostly stuck him on the Trace here, but I know he can play a lot more than that, and having 2 incredibly flexible DPS is really important when you want to try and run these different comps, like we saw with the triple tank.
British Hurricane out the gate. Are they going to run happy on this Widowmaker? It was this flex. Nerfed, you right there, buddy? He's fine. Just a little pose for everybody else. Oh boy, I hope they don't remove that spot. He looks so funny.
Up and away.
That's my going to be my wallpaper background for a little while on my PC, I think. But happy, no, he's on this Widowmaker. Look how much pressure he's already laying down. Bok is going to have to retreat around this corner or up into the little house. You can see how much pressure he really does command. Uh-oh. Going to be a little bit careful there, Foul, just backing off, but Fusion's got something to say.
Oh, okay, that's a big dive coming through from Fal and Nerf. We don't want to deal with a Widowmaker for long.
Absolutely not. Kib's going to find himself on the wrong side of the gate. Does dip backwards, though. Happy does end up going down, so they're going to have to wait for at least a little bit to make sure he comes back alive. Kib takes a headshot as well, but Crusade's coming in pretty big. Kill onto Nerfed, in fact. Didn't look like he was discorded. And that'll be Bot going down as well. They're going to trap Val into this small house. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He ends up falling as well. In fact, at the moment, it's just more than 1-for-1 Trace, but Hurricane, they've got the advantage in this. Their spawn position is so much closer. They can get reinforcements so much quicker.
Absolutely, and with these high ability heroes being eliminated, Havoc should have had all of the room he needed, but Obling once again coming through with a Helix rocket from long range.
Kib is sitting up on this high ground now, already behind enemy lines. Nerfed, he's going to have to do something about this Genji. He's going to be able to charge that ultimate pretty quickly. Speaking of ults, there's Craggy, hits the bubble. Doesn't matter though, because it's going to Nerfed. It's going to jump into it, I think. I don't know. Nerfed, you're right there, buddy. Kib's all right. He's got a couple of kills on his to his belt now. Obling is going to go down. So will Cave, and that'll be Hurricane. Should be taking first point as soon as Foul does end up going down in record-breaking time.
Absolutely, one kill after another, and that should have all been Happy Cool. But once again, Obling coming through with the clutch kills. And from Singularity there, despite losing so many members, we saw a very good regroup and a good attempt at a re-engage, but unfortunately Nerfed did get stuck by Craggy, and that sort of spelled the beginning of the end there on this point A.
And it did. And again, Kib has got his ultimate. Hey, so does Bok 1. He can instantly activate that, turn even more fabulous than he already is. He was going to come onto the back line, climbs up on the wall, trying to find someone. He's trying to find the Ana, gets the reflect on the sleep, but it didn't matter. Lind ends up going down, didn't find anybody else. The sound barrier will actually keep them alive for the time being. And look at this dive coming out. Obling tried to activate the tactical visor, but as soon as they heard that voice line, they were on top of him, Harry.
Absolutely right on top of him. Now Fusions has a Primal Rage out. He's batting everyone around with those Simian Fists, and now he's looking for his counterpart as well. Nerf's on the point. He's got 500 HP to play with, but now it's 0.
Obling trying to come in, but Kib is just cleaning them up, dicing them. He's giving them the old slap chop. Happy Cool coming up big as well. He does have that self-destruct. They're wandering in one by one. He's going to be able to remech here. Did get demexed, but realistically, no one's going to stop him now, especially with a Zenyatta on your side too. Someone comes in, discorded. Someone comes in, discorded. They're just going to take this point here and now.
5 minutes, 15 left on the kill, or rather, left in the time bank there, Jaws. That is an impressive time coming through from British Hurricane on the offense. Singularity We're up against the wall already, and we're only just like 2 minutes and 45 seconds into Hanamura.
I don't want to think about it. It was too quick. Hurricane, 5 minutes in the time bank. It's one of the quickest times I've seen, at least, coming out from Hurricane. Now, we've got to think about what Singularity are going to do here on their offense. What was the weakness of them in the defense there? I got to say, it's just British Hurricane's ability to get in and out. Use Happy Cool's line of visibility on that Widowmaker to force everybody to cover, and then, hey, we'll just send Craggy in, because he's got all the space to work in the world. We'll just send Kib in on the Genji as well. Like you said, they're so mobile, and they're so... Their ability to actually just surround people and just kill them instantly is just so profound.
And we pointed out last time on the Numbani point A defense, the ability of British Hurricane to try and fight on 2 different fronts in the 3v3s. And what we really saw come to the fore there is the ability to have a great communication around that. We saw Kib come out with a blade that wasn't answering Transcendence coming out of Cave. But what we saw was they made sure Cave had to be on the point with the Transcendence, healing up the bulk of the team, while Lind was on the other side, defenseless. He tried to get the sleep dart, it was reflected, and he got cut down. And when you lose that Ana healing, and you no longer have the Transcendence, hey guys, just agreeing with each other, yeah, that was a pretty good attack, wasn't it, Kib? It absolutely was, Craggy.
Oh, do you know what I love actually about the tactical crouch?
Yeah.
Is that no matter what kind of game you play, Overwatch, if someone does something well, you just give them the control.
Oh, yeah.
Just, thanks, guys.
Unfortunately, we are playing Assault here, not Control. So.
Yeah. I meant Control Key. Come on now. Everybody know what I meant. No, let's have a look at British Hurricane's composition while they Singularity come out the gate quickly. They've gone almost full dive here, apart from Kib actually sitting on the Soldier. That's going to leave him so much room when Singularity are going to have to deal with the entirety of British Hurricane on their backline.
Absolutely. I want to see if Kib decides to support Block 1 and Crusade here, or if he decides to go in on his own. And Singularity already going in wholesale.
Oh my god! Losing the Tracer duel, that's not something you usually see from Craggy, but Bot 1 gets his revenge. A fully charged right click. Obling's on the point alone here now. You could see Singularity split up. There was a fantastic 1v1 win by Foul, but there was nothing he could do because he was alone. And then Obling was alone at the back of the point, and that just left British Hurricane to pick members off. Absolutely. Very, very easily.
One bright side here for Singularity, no one on British Hurricane did a huge amount of damage by themselves, so no one's built themselves up to an ultimate yet. We're about 50-60% for a lot of players, including towards their support ultimates, which will be all important for this next fight.
They're going to let them actually come into the garden to start off with. Very tranquil garden. Not anymore, unfortunately. I bet it was a lovely spot to actually go visit, but now...
Once upon a time.
It's filled with heroes that have to do battle.
And speaking of heroes that are doing battle, once again, Foul has his eyes on Craggy. He wants to win out that 1v1 for both the Prestige and for point A take right here.
No Ultimate's built up just yet, but he's found his way to the back line. Happy Cool is going to be able to take out Nerve. They're just trying to poke each other around this corner, but with the Discord Orb on, you're going to take so much more damage. Craggy gives Foul the butt of his gun, ends up taking him out, and even Crusade getting the boop onto the Diva as well. And that is just Obling, tail between his legs, or his blade between his legs, just running away. But exactly that. He said it perfectly himself. I was going to say his ultimate is almost ready. It's only 5% till it's there. We have a Transcendence from Lind as well. This is where their time to shine.
Absolutely. Singularity needs to make a deep dive here. They need to make sure that Bok 1 and Crusade try and use these support ultimates when it's not to deal with Obling's blade. If Obling brings out that blade, he can be countered by one of 2 support ultimates here. And oh, that's a stick to open it up. That's exactly what they needed.
They're going to trade 1-for-1 though. DPS for tank. There's the Transcendence and a Transcendence to match. It is ult farming time. Happy Cool is on the side, but that Discord Orb might land Mofig in a little bit of trouble. Sends the mech in instead. The Monkey trying to chase him up. Can't quite get him. Winston doesn't quite get the kill, but Obling, man of the hour, is going to find Crusade. Lack of healing now, maybe. 14 British Hurricane. Can't quite find it as he does get beaten away from the point. Mofig taking out Happy Cool. Should be a complete reset here. British Hurricane, they've got the support, but Mofig is going to find Kib. Ends up going down. He is demeched, but Craggy's going to be able to chase him up.
However, now attrition is in favor of Singularity. British Hurricane are going to take a little bit to get back here, and if Singularity can get together really quickly, they can try and make their way onto a point here and take advantage of a little bit of a low health fusions. However, he does now have the healing of Crusade that is back. Bok 1 has changed over to the Ana. It's time for it's crunch time here.
It is crunch time. I think a bomb just went off. Craggy didn't end up missing it. There is the tactical visor, but he gets stuck! Didn't even matter, actually. Craggy just killed him regardless. Foul's going to come through and get the 1v1 on Craggy again, but this time you got your Lucio. That's cheating, my friend. You can't do that in a real game. He's going to come onto the point. He needs to be able to stick it to the back line. He hasn't even got the recall here, so can't get rid of that purple. That's exactly perfect calling out from Hurricane there to make sure they take out Foul. 20 HP and purple. No healing, no recall. Couldn't do anything. And maybe that's Singularity's... Maybe this is their linchpin here. Maybe this is the problem with their composition right now. They can't actually get it to synergize well. I said Lind had to be this leader alongside Nerfed. The problem is their DPS, they're not making the kill stick. Oblin's had a blade and a visor. Neither of them really stuck. Craggy. All right, 13 seconds remaining as well, Harry.
Well, it was the attempt from Obling to try and take this one over with Wood and make it, but Craggy wasn't having any of that. And now it looks like Singularity are having trouble getting in towards a point as well. Far's going to come in from the back, trigger overtime, but will it be enough? Here comes his tank as well.
He's touched, and that's a really nice bubble as well from Nerf to block off a lot of that healing. That is going to be a nano boost onto the soldier. He's just going to be rat-a-tat-tatting everybody down. Beautiful sleep dart onto Foul. He ends up going down to Kip's rockets, and now Lind, last member alive outside the point. The beat wasn't quite enough to save him. Craggy ends up picking him off. Hurricane have just fed the lambs to the slaughter, making everybody touch that point, and they were waiting for them. 15 kill streak as well on Fusions, and they take Hanamura and the series.
Not even a tick accrued there for the side of Singularity. That is dominant play if I ever saw it. About 2 minutes and 45 seconds to take 2 points, and then not giving up a tick for 4 minutes. I think Hanamura might be their map, and of course Singularity did choose it as well, so it doesn't bode well.
Funny that. You choose it, and unfortunately, the enemy does take it. And that's the big thing as well. You can pick maps that really fit your composition and fit your team as a whole. And unfortunately, it just British Hurricane just pitching them to the post this time around. It could be expected as well. They did talk on the desk about how flexible British Hurricane are. They really only did show one additional composition apart from this dive on Sanctum. But we've got to keep it in mind that this Singularity roster is up-and-coming stars. Obling and Foul have shown wonders today. Obling specifically as well. Not only does he deviate onto the tanks, his DPS as well is stellar.
Absolutely. And we've got to take into account with these young up-and-coming rosters, to what degree do they control their emotions? As we go into the fourth map here, this is a win for British Hurricane, but there's glory to fight for. There are map wins to fight for. There's fight money as well. Can they bring it together?
It's not Dez and Tridd fight money.
No, not Dez and Tridd fight money. It's more Overwatch fight money. But we do know our next map, it's going to be Dorado. Can Singularity win it for the glory? It's a question. Dorado's a map that's very favored for dive.
Yeah, exactly that. And one thing, like you mentioned, very important to keep in mind, match points. If Singularity win here, could be pretty big for them down the line. But if Hurricane sweep with a 4-0, that's also pretty big for them. Starting off the series, the season with a 4-0 sweep is something to kind of take home to yourself.
Absolutely, and every map win has implications for your playoff seeding at the end of the Contenders group stage. And you want to be seeded as high as possible, so you go against the lower seed from the other group as you head into the top 8.
Group A was kind of seen as this hard, stacked group, and we're kind of seeing it already, Singularity with moments of brightness. And I want to see what they can pull out on Dorado, because like you said, dive, dive, dive. They can do that with just precision. They're masterful dive players, and I want to see if they're just going to run the standard or if they're going to run something a little bit more fun. Maybe they stick Foul on the Widow or something. We did kind of see them touch Widow ever so briefly. However, we need something here to actually stop Hurricane from actually setting up on that high ground, because funnily enough, Bok, he's on that Ana again.
Absolutely. Bok1 back on Rihanna, and he's put up such a great performance, so why not? He's going to have Crusade giving him that Harmony Orb as well, so he's going to have a little bit more of some livelihood. It's going to be nice and healed. Kib as well with Bardic Field. There's going to be so much peel here for Bok to just continue pumping out this healing and this damage for Bardic Grenades and the Sleeps. He's going to be an incredibly difficult target, but there is the bright side that there's no Lucio to go up against here for Singularity, so once you're in, you are in. No boops.
No boops for you.
No boops.
Cave, are you going to stick on the Hanzo? Don't toy with me now. When I say toy with me,
probably just for the Sonic era.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah. You want to make sure you know where everybody is, especially on that building where Happy Cool and Fusions are sneaking around. Quite a common position, though, with Craggy on the other side here. It takes a couple of blinks to actually get over, but the verticalness of those positions can be quite the detriment, honestly, of some rather squishy, low health Zenyatas that are going to be sitting on the ground.
Absolutely, but speaking of squishy targets, Obling's going to be looking for them here on that Widowmaker. He's got his eyes on Foul, but now Foul forced to move back. Don't play that sightline, my friend. Oh, but okay, Kib found him first.
Yep, Kib managed to find the shot anyway. Fusion's actually going to jump on the car here to make sure they can't get it any closer to that choke. It's extremely hard when it's under the choke to actually fight around that position, because more often than not, the offense do have control of it. Another thing moving forward, beautiful bionic grenade actually onto Lind on the back line. Craggy comes up and cleans that one up with a vengeance. Obling's going to fall as well.
And where the car is at the moment, it's so hard to try and take care of fusions, because if you move around that car to take care of fusions, you're moving into the sightlines of Kib, you're moving into the sightline of Bok1, Hafikul, and even Crusade coming down with those big Lucio sound waves. You're going to get tinnitus in a big way.
It's going to hurt your ears one way or another. So when you take your headphones off, have a little sit down and wonder what has gone wrong in this game. Obling trying to find Craggy. Craggy's actually Discord orbed here as well. He's trying to dislodge the high ground here. You can try and see him get a shot off onto Kib and Bok1, but it's not happening because Craggy is just being an absolute nightmare. Does find the body shot, but can't quite get him in the end. Kib's going to unlock with the nano visor. All nerfed in a little bit of trouble. He's going to find his way to the ground. Obling didn't really stand a chance, neither does that Zenyatta. A sitting duck as Nerf jumps into the firing line as well. And now it is only Foul.
Kib with the quad. That
can't.
man is flexing.
He's flexing on some fools right now.
Absolutely. And Craggy's ready to do just the same. He's got that pulsar in his back pocket. He's ready to lay it down at a moment's notice, and that can already scupper an attack if you get a key pick before they even start, and that's more time gone.
This is really big here, actually. Look at Singularity. They've got their chance. Lind has that Transcendence. Foul has the Pulse Bomb, and look, nerfed. As soon as he gets that Primal Rage, he can leap onto that high ground and dislodge loads of members. That's exactly what he's going to do now. Lind actually staying near the car. Obling getting extremely low Transcendence. Maybe have to be popped, but being very patient with it. Now it's going to get unlocked, but Craggy already taken out Cave. Is going to be a big source of healing now lost. Kib ends up paying with it for his life, but Obling just on that cart alone isn't really able to do anything else as Craggy cleans up house.
Absolutely. Craggy said, okay, Kib, you've had your fun. I'm going to show exactly why I am on this team as well. Picking up 3 there, and Cavicul's there with 2 as well. And Bok's going to finish it off. That is the team kill coming through from British Hurricane. There was sparks of greatness there, but the second that Lin brought out the Transcendence, everyone was having so much healing. But Cave was the victim. He got stuck, couldn't lay down that sound barrier in time, and the burst was just too much to heal for it.
Craggy almost got one shot there by Lind. It's my favourite thing as a Zenyatta, I'm going to be honest with you. Discord orb really quickly, hold down the right trigger for, well, right click even for a couple of seconds. Bada bing, bada boom, one dead Tracer on your hands. Kib does end up taking out Nerf here. Craggy trying to have a 1v1 Tracer do. It's fair this time around, gets the recall. 5% towards his ult as well, but Foul wants to get the heck out of dodge because the rest of his team are going to go down regardless. Cave, oh dear, that is a big stall.
That is a big stall, and they can't afford to lose seconds right now. They're under a minute left. 54 seconds remaining here for Singularity. They haven't got the payload very far at all, and they're moving into such an ult bank from the side of British Hurricane. Hafikul almost with yet another self-destruct in a straight 4 there from Kib, Craggy, Bok1, and Crusade. So we're likely going to see a nano visor. There it is.
Ult's in the bank. Pressing Q is easy. Obling's going to go down. He's going to push forward. He doesn't quite find anybody else, but it doesn't seem to matter. The Helix Rockets do end up cleaning up Cave. And now Craggy again just running house. Look at how far this payload's moved. 60 meters almost. This is a stellar defense from Hurricane. Foul is going to get delayed once again, although he does find the recall, but he shouldn't be able to get out of this one. He's got 2 tanks on top of him as well as Craggy. The Lucio is pushing, however. Not sure he's going to be able to do all too much there as Craggy builds up towards another pulse bomb. He's just so fast.
Absolutely. 2 supports, a tank and a dream. What are they going to be able to do with it? Lind's under pressure here from Craggy, and in comes the self-destruct. Will it catch anyone? It will get nerfed.
It gets nerfed, but Lind is actually transcending here. He is moving forwards, making sure everybody's healed up. Obling is going to activate that blade, but he gets naded by Bok. Revenge from the earlier death. And now Foul has the pulse bomb. He needs to make a big stick. He sticks the shield. Doesn't quite get the area of effect damage he wanted. And now it's only Molfig de-suited and without a dream. Overtime's going to tick down. And round 1 is completed.
Absolutely. And now, win condition for British Hurricane. It's pretty easy, Jaws. It's only like 70 meters. Let's have a look. How much distance did they accrue? 77.94 meters. All that is to Singularity's name in map 4 here.
This is the result I think Hurricane were really hoping for. Didn't even cap the first point, Singularity. However, it is their turn to defend. Now, Obling, I really liked his Widowmaker pickup here, but it was all on British Hurricane and Craggy just dealing with him in the back line. There was no dislodging of the permanent rock that Bok just made himself. He stood up there as the Ana, and Kib was right next to him, drops the Bionic Field down. Hey, you want some healing? I've got a grenade as well. There was no stopping them.
And there was a great understanding there from Singularity as to how to deal with Craggy. If you put the Discord orb on him, a fully charged Widowmaker body shot does 156 damage. And for those of you new to maths, that's less than 150, which is how much health Tracer has. But the thing is, Obling always had to play on the low ground behind the cover of that archway. He couldn't get it up onto the top because otherwise Bok 1 and Crusade were just going to keep throwing projectiles this way. Kib was going to take him out from long range as well. And he would just have been under too much pressure, and his heal's going to get to him either because you're LOSing Lind.
I think you were baiting me there to say quick maths.
I tried, but you
tried.
You didn't fall for it.
Technically, I said it, but technically, it's just relatively old.
Quick mental maths.
Quick mental maths. Yeah, exactly that. But Hurricane now, they're just going to jump out the gate with Craggy on this Widow. It's something that he's actually flexed to a little bit. His hero pool does seem to only consist of Tracer, but he has been known to jump on things like Bastion. He loves his Zarya as well. Widowmaker wouldn't be such a bad shout. Kib's going to provide a whole lot of protection, even Happy Core Infusions being able to get on the back line, but Obling, he's going to have a nice little 1v1, but this time around, Cave, he's actually on the Mercy. Damage boosting this Widowmaker can cause a lot of trouble.
And that's already a jump shot there. He's got his ass on Obling, both of them missing, unfortunately. Not quite as many fireworks as we were expecting there. And it's just going to be a tank battle on the top here. Nerfed and Moth need to choose when to engage.
Yeah, Kib's going to be up there as well, and Crusade's actually pocketing him, so he's not going to go down rather soon. Even Bok 1 had his Harmony Orb on top of him. Nice jump by Fusions to make sure Happy Cool is protected. Molfig dives in and out, finds the D-Mech on Happy Cool, so that's actually going to be a really big pickup here. Are Hurricane going to wait? Realistically, Craggy's got all the time in the world. Even Happy Cool is going to go down here, so nice stall out by Singularity.
Absolutely, and we can see the Tracer afflicted with that Escort Orb, so you can try and get the body shots if you're Craggy and remove that Tracer from the game. But now he's ready to move forward. Looks like he is actually going to go for a swap here. Moving back into spawn, we're probably going to see Craggy swap onto that Tracer so we can try and duel out more around the cut, and that's exactly what's going to happen. However, Crusade almost ready to come in with a Valkyrie, give everyone that healing, give everyone that damage boost, and Bok 1 has already been taken down by Obling. There's the res.
Yeah, Rez comes out, and it's not going to be too much of a loss here. Craggy's actually made his way to the back line, and everybody, did you see? They turned around, looked at him to try and make sure they could take him out, and that just led British Hurricane to go, hey, you're looking at him. We can just jump onto the top line and actually just take you out. But it turns out you can't do that. Not when you've got a Zenyatta on your side. Oh. Blades, is he going to be able to 1v1? Is this hit? Cave ends up taking out one. Cave's going to go down. In fact, Kib is going to take him out instead. Not the Mercy taking out the Genji. That would be a miracle play. He does end up finding two, and now jumping up onto the D.Va. Trying to get a little bit of damage down, but realistically, not going to be able to take him out. Not with a Harmony Orb on him, but finds the D-Met with the help of Fusions. And there's Foul going down as well. Hurricane, they might just end it here.
There's just no stopping Kib right now. He is feeling it. He is on a roll. He's on fire as well. And now Bok 1 has the Transcendence to try and secure this. Singularity can try and come in with both of their support ultimates as well.
This is what he expected from Team Hurricane, because half of these players have played at a top level of competition in Overwatch already, and the experience is really shining through. Obling's actually going to activate the Infocytes, get a feel for where everybody is. Not a feel, we can actually see them, of course. Ling is going to come in with a Transcendence. Bok 1's going to come in with his as well. No one dying just yet, as there's too much healing going on. However, the self-destruct does eliminate Foul already. Discord Orb onto the Monkey. Can't stand in front of D.Va like that. It's too many shots. And that'll be Craggy de-meching, and that'll be Hafikul cleaning up the rest. Primal Rage in the back.
Look at Cave.
Obling, there's no way he's going to survive that cave with all his might. Try to stop the point from being capped, but that will be Hurricane with the win and the 4-0 to start off the season.
Absolutely, there were moments of brilliance from Singularity on the pool, but from then on, Hurricane said, no more Mr. Nice Guy. It's time for a dominant performance, and we're really going to show that one off.
Yeah, I mean, most teams, you kind of see them warm up into the games, and I think that's exactly what happened. British Hurricane found their footing. Scrims are very different scenarios than actual games, and it just took them a couple of maps to really kind of solidify who they are, and we now know, if you didn't before, who they are. They are one of the favourites to win, and that's why Group A is so hard. Stacked roster, stacked players. Singularity, though, they put up a heck of a fight, and Obling and Foul, I think they've shown a lot, and they have got a lot of potential in them to be these new rising DPS.
Absolutely. We'll have to see what they do against teams that aren't so, favoured.
Favoured, yeah. I mean, also, that aren't as destructive in the coordination as well coming out from Hurricane. Singularity, did end up going down 0-4, unfortunately. We're going to jump over to the desk, however, and they're going to break down that series even more.